This is a collaboration event between the School of Social Work and Cheese Club. It's all about showing people that culture exists everywhere. Culture, cheese being one of the uniting factors among people, we use this as a conduit to bring people together.
I just wanted to bring, the world into the School of Social Work, have something joyful, joy restores, joy rejuvenates. And I think, it's so energizing to see so many students around here and for us to celebrate diversity and for us to celebrate different cultures and heritage around the world.
This is the most exciting random thing that has ever happened here, and I love it.
And I'm really enjoying this event. It's a nice break from the cold.
I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea of moving to the different stations. I think that's pretty creative.
The cheese that I'm featuring is from Germany, and I actually tried it, and it has a very creamy and rich flavor, while also having a really strong aftertaste. And I like it a lot. It's very interesting and kind of unlike the cheeses I've had before.
Australia, it's marinated in some oil. It's a little more creamy. It's a goat cheese. We have some Q-tips here for you to try.
Alright, so this is a Norwegian cheese. I believe it's pronounced genost. My accent is definitely not right, but it's more of a brown cheese rather than the typical yellow cheese, and it tastes more sweet. So in my opinion, it barely even tastes like cheese. It's more of like a candy with a bit of a caramel accent to it.
I'm just going to describe two cheeses that we have here. So the first one is going to be a cheese from Greece, specifically the island of Crete. It's made out of whey, which is the byproduct out of butter making. And whey doesn't have a lot of fat, so they add a lot more salt. It's kind of grainy, but you can shave this over pastas or salads or that kind of stuff. And the other one is going to be the Spanish Leonora cheese. It's a goat cheese, but I actually find that it kind of resembles brie. It's a little bit saltier than brie, but it still is super, super creamy. This is my favorite out of the 5 cheeses that we have here today at the event.
We've tried 4 different cheeses and gotten 3 different stamps. First of all, I think my personal favorite has been the blue cheese, but I still haven't tried the Norwegian cheese, which is a caramel-y one, so I want to try that one. But the first one was my favorite.
And I am usually not a fan of cheese. I'm a pretty picky eater, so I was really nervous and wasn't even gonna do it. But then I heard that the cheese, the caramely cheese, didn't taste much like cheese, and that one has definitely been my favorite so far. And I'm really enjoying the different textures of cheese.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, very diverse.
All the cheese is fire.
This is going to be our second one. I like this one more. It's good. It's very sweet, very nice.
So I tried the Australian Meredith marinated goat cheese. At first I was a little bit scared because the texture looked not something that I would be appealed to, but I really like the flavor. I'm very much a salty gal, so it was strong enough for me to be okay, I like this. I feel it would be good on pasta. The only critique is that I guess I like harder cheeses maybe, at least when it comes to being alone, because texture-wise it's not as I guess complicated.
I would say in number 5 was Greece. I think this one would be good if you kind of crumbled it over a salad or pasta or something like that. It was still good, don't get me wrong, even at number 5 it was still good, but somebody has to get number 5, so that's going to Greece. My number 4 was the Australia goat cheese. I love goat cheese, delicious, but there are some better ones. My number 3 spot goes to Norway, which I think is going to be an unpopular opinion to a lot of people based on conversations I had. Delicious, this caramel cheese, but number 3. My second favorite was Spain. It was a delicious creamy cheese, loved it. My number 1 favorite, which again might be controversial to some, was Germany. So that was my absolute favorite, love it. But I like more Gorgonzola blue cheeses, so definitely took the number 1 spot for me. So this would be my ranking for Monica Cherry.
Coming in at 5th place, I'm gonna have to say the Greek cheese was just more of a texture thing for me. I think coming in 4, we're gonna do the Spanish cheese. I don't know, something about it. Not my favorite of the ones I tried. The goat cheese was good. Not quite sure how I felt about the olive oil in it, but I thought it was good. The Norwegian cheese, I thought the sweetness of it was just so good. And then I think my favorite was the German cheese, which was like a blue cheese, and that one was very good. I really like that one a lot. So yeah, that's my favorite.
So my rankings of cheese, I'm gonna start with Germany. I put that at the last one, just because as a smelly cheese, it's not my favorite. And the same goes for the goat cheese, so I'll just put that one right next to it. And then Spain, I'm just putting in the middle because it wasn't terribly memorable, and I remember it being okay. So that's in the middle for me. And then Greece, the texture was a little off, but I do think that mixed with other things that it would be suited much better, and I did like it. And last, but certainly not least, Norway was 100% the best for me, as someone who usually doesn't like cheese, and this one tasted a lot like a sweeter flavor. So yeah.
Alright guys, and number 5, we have the German cheese. Wasn't a fan. It was a little bit too salty. Number 4, we have Greece. Number 3, we have Spain. Working our way up. Number 2, we have Australia. Love the texture. First one I tried, it was great. Great experience. And for number 1, we have the Norwegian caramel cheese. That is not officially what it's called, but that's what it tastes like, and it was delicious, which is why I'm giving it a slot in number 1. In general, I really like the event. I got to meet some new people. Obviously, I got to embrace some new cultures, which was really cool. I will be joining Cheese Club. Check their Instagram. They have merch available. You can buy sweatshirts. Super awesome, super cool. Yeah, it was just really a good, positive experience.